Before we will start talking about the requirements needed for the proof of funds, I just want to tell first and answer the question sent to me about the age limit for the students here for the international students. I think walang age limit if you will be taking masters or PhD program. Walang age limit kasi last semester, summer semester, during my elective course, I saw someone na medyo matanda na siya. Like, puti na yung buhok niya. So, maybe around late 40s or early 50s na yung age niya. Kaya, and I'm taking a master course and a master's degree and also with him. So, I think walang age limit dito. So, let's start discussing about the proof of funds. What are the requirements for the proof of funds? For the proof of funds, it was stated in the OEAD website that you need to show it last year 12,000 euros, but this year nag-increase sila 13,000 euros na yung i-show niyo sa bank account niyo. You have to show 13,000 euros in your bank account in any currency. So it can be in the currency of your home country or it can be also a currency here in euros. So way back last year, I showed money in a bank in the bank of my home country in Philippines. So last year, yung proof of funds ko ay 700,000 pesos. But this year, nag-increase nga sila. So, around 800,000 pesos na yung proof of funds. Yung proof of funds kasi, ano yun, 1 year worth of living expenses nyo dito sa Austria as a student. So, kaya dapat kayong mag-provide ng ganong amount. The money should stay in your account for 6 months. Yun yung proper na for proper requirement for the proof of funds, you have to submit a bank statement na andun yung andun yung amount within 6 months in your bank account. And then you also have to submit proof of where the money came from, like either from your salary, savings. So you have to show your payslips, work contract. If the money in your account is from your salary, you're working in a company, and also if the money from your account is from selling properties like cars, houses, lands, dapat kayong mag-show ng either the receipt of selling those properties or any kind of proof na doon galing yung money na andun sa bank niyo, sa bank account niyo. Sa case ko, ang ginawa ko, sponsorship yung ginawa ko. Pero ito yung tricky part sa sponsorship kasi I believe na each country, they have different rules or requirements for showing the proof of funds or sa madaling salita, show money, iba't iba. Kasi dito sa Austria, about sponsorship, kasi narinig ko sa ibang country na pag magsa-sponsorship, okay lang na the money will stay in the account of your sponsor and then you just have to ask his bank statements, his bank account. Yeah, I've heard something like that. Pero dito sa Austria, mas bigger yung chance nyo na ipakita nyo. If magsa-sponsor, dapat si sponsor, i-transfer yung certain amount of money, yung 13,000 euros sa bank nyo under your name. Mas malaki yung chance niyo na ma-approve yung student residence permit. So, in my case, I have to show the 12,000, it was 12,000 euros last year. So, I had to show 12,000 euros in my account under my name. And I have to give also a proof kung saan galing yung pera. So, I submitted a document, a work contract, pay slips of my cousin, and also because I was making it like a sponsor for my cousin. Dapat hindi kung sino-sino lang yung sponsor. Dapat yung sponsor niyo malaki yung sahod. So in my case, my sponsor is my cousin that is working in Texas, USA. So I have to ask her 6 months pay slips, work contract and also her birth certificate because she got married and we have different surname now. So I have also to prove na we are relatives. And yeah, I think, and I for this is I'm talking about the sponsorship. So also I have to make a sponsorship letter stating that the money is from my cousin and she will give it to me for at my disposal for my living expenses here in Austria during my studies. So I was the one who made the letter and I just made it like it was my cousin who made it. But I was the one who made the letter and I just letter signed it. Pero the problem is the sponsorship letter must be signed by hand by the sponsor and also that letter should be notarized. My problem before, I I was in the Philippines and my sponsor is in the US. So, I had a research because I really tried na ma-notarize yung letter, but how can I do that? My sponsor is in the US and I'm in the Philippines. And what I did, I asked, I also tried to go to notary office and they told me that they will not notarize the letter because the one making the letter is in the US and it's not me. The letter was named by my cousin, so I had to do a lot of research, and then I found out there's a certain app na legal yung electronic signature, legal yung pag-notarize online in certain states in the US. And luckily, yung cousin ko, the states where she is living, legal doon ang pag-notarize ng letter online, also with a signature online lang din. So, she had an appointment with the lawyer online and they had a series of conversation, interviews, and talks. And then the sponsorship letter was notarized online electronically. So I printed that letter, sponsorship letter, notarized sponsorship letter. I had to print it out, and then I included it with my requirements for my proof of funds. So what did I submitted for my proof of funds? The bank certificate. I submitted bank certificate stating that I have a certain amount of money, and then the work contract of my cousin, birth certificate, pay slips of her for 6 months, and then the sponsorship letter. I had to submit it. Those five documents I had to submit it for my proof of funds together with my other documents for the student residence permit application. So, ganun yung ginawa ko. Yun sa mga magpapa-sponsor na andito lang naman sa Pilipinas yung sponsor, andun lang naman sa Pilipinas yung sponsor nila, and you can let the sponsor sign it by her physically, and then your sponsor must be the one to go to the notary office to notarize the letter. Kasi hindi naman kasi hindi naka-state sa OAAD website na the sponsorship letter must be notarized, but I actually had a lot of research before, and what I came out with this idea na dapat inauthorize yung sponsorship letter to make it more reliable. So yeah, but it's up to you if notarize yung letter or not. But for me, I really notarized it with the lawyer. Sa mga nagbabalak na manghiram lang ng pera sa kamag-anak or from someone else and put it in your account, I think okay lang yon kasi ganun din naman yung ginawa ko. Pero you must provide a strong proof kung where did that money came from, kasi napakalaking red flag po pag sasabihin nyo na, together with your documents na ay pinahiram niyan sa akin yung pera tapos ibabalik yan after. No, 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 napakalaking red flag, or kaya inutang ko lang yan from someone else and then I will return it back after when I arrive in Austria. Napakalaking red flag po nun. Kaya maghanap kayo, do a lot of research just to provide a proof a strong proof kung where did that money came from. Kasi po, yung money, it must stay in your account when you arrive here in Austria. And because when you arrive here in Austria, you also have to pick up your student resident card. And when you pick up your student residence card, some officer will ask you to show that money either in the Austrian currency or in your home country currency. You must show that money na pinrovide nyo while you were still applying for your student residence permit application. So, pag manghihiram ng pera, huwag nyo munang i-withdraw. It must stay in your account. Kasi after you get your student residence card, the magistrate, the officer, everyone will not care what you are going to do with that money. So in my so you can return it back to whoever the owner of that money. So it must really stay in your account kung manghihiram kayo, kasi luckily in my case, actually, the money did not really stay in my account when I arrived here kasi nabawasan na siya. And I was just lucky kasi hindi hindi chinek ng officer yung account ko. They just gave my residence card immediately. Walang problema. But I heard from some students na this year din, chinek ng officer yung money nila under their account, and they found out na kulang nga yung pera and hindi enough. So I don't know what happened with the students, but I've read it somewhere. I've heard na ganun yung nangyari, and it was okay lang kung andito na kayo and may family kayo, friends that will be willing to give money, to transfer money in your account. Pero kung wala po, mag-isa lang kayo dito, napakahirap po. Anong gagawin niyo? Baka ma-deport kayo, or I don't know. Wala na po akong news kung anong ginawa ng student na yun about dun sa pagkuha niya ng residence card. I have wala na akong balita. So, yes, so I hope this information would be helpful, and I hope to help also someone out there with this kind of information. So, see you in my next video. Tschüss!